Hell yeah! What is going on, Eagles fam? Eagles kicking the Giants' ass here, 28-0. We're breaking it down. Halftime reactions. Joining me, my man Shane up there at half and half underscore TPL. What's going on, Shane?
Go Birds, baby. Let's
Oh
go.
my God. Oh my God. Where do we even? There's a lot to talk about here. Steven says so many in the Philly area are getting some halftime bedroom lays right now. Let's get into this game. Vanessa says, "Go Birds!" Just domination, absolute domination from an offensive standpoint, from a defensive standpoint. Where do we start from here? It's got to be Jalen Hurts. The questions with his injury, all that, and then some. Jalen Hurts, 12 of 17 in the first half, 118 yards, two touchdowns through the air, a touchdown on the ground. Quick thoughts on Jalen Hurts.
He looks good. He's still trying not to take hits in the running game, which is smart now that you're up by 4 scores. Maybe don't run him anymore, but his passes look good. They were not afraid to use him in the running game. I wouldn't expect to see them do it much now, but he looked really good in the first half. Everything's clicking.
Quinn says some numbskull picked the Giants to win 30-24. Dude, we already have more than 24 points. Quinn, he's talking about himself. Absolutely love it. Steven says, let's hope we are up 35 or 42 by the end of the quarter so we can yank the whole O-line. Holy cow. I mean, let's talk about the offense because the story of the game so far has been the dominance of the Eagles' offensive line. Landon Dickerson throwing people, Miles Sanders getting tons and tons of yards, by the carry. And then you've got, I thought, amazing play calling. That fake quarterback sneak on 3rd and 1 where they pitched it to Kenny Gainwell for a huge gain. We talked about, what we would know after the first quarter what we're dealing with when it comes to a play calling standpoint, especially with Jalen Hurts' injury. They have not missed a beat.
Yeah, not at all. It's they've pushed all of the right buttons. They came out. They've thrown the ball. They've run the ball. They've used the run to set up the pass. They've used the pass to set up the run. Everything that they've tried just worked. And obviously the defense has helped out as well. But offensively, everything's clicking. The Giants are getting big boyed in the trenches, and that makes life so much easier for everybody else.
Right? Like you look at, I know the last regular season game against the Giants doesn't mean anything, but the Eagles got a little bullied there. Just totally different animal. When Lane Johnson is in on the football field for the Philadelphia Eagles, man, good things happen. Some more comments. Quentin says Sanders' patient running was nice. Walter says looking good for the Eagles. Rich is in the house saying run, Miles, run. Absolutely love it. Mark says, praise the Lord. Good play calling. Where has this been? I love it. Tom says, score first in the second half. Don't give them any life. Yeah, man. I fully agree. Steven says Sanders is right there with Saquon right now. His patience has made him better. Joey from Edge of Philly Sports says nothing on the main screen, fellas. What? All right. And all the Giants fans are quiet now on my timeline and play calling. Carlos says game over. Eagles are in the driver's seat. We got to talk about the defense. We have to talk about the Eagles defense. Hassan Reddick just really setting the tone for the Eagles pass rush, which has been in Daniel Jones's face all half long. I thought the Eagles pass rush was sensational. I thought the Eagles pass defense, D. Slay, James freaking Bradbury making plays, Reed Blankenship making plays. Thoughts on the defense?
Yeah, if Hassan Reddick could tackle, he might have like 8 sacks right now. He's been everywhere. So, Daniel Jones has been able to get away from a few of them, but he's wrecking havoc. Evan Neal doesn't have a chance against him. Josh
No.
Sweat has looked really good coming. He's flown off the ball. Obviously, as it doesn't have the sacks that Reddick does, but he's looked really good. James Bradbury revenge game, like all of it. The linebackers have been. I mean, if you're gonna nitpick, the linebackers were a little shaky in spots, but it hasn't mattered. Like the pass rush is legit. Daniel Jones is coming up small and in those big moments, and I'm just glad that the Eagles' quote unquote soft zone defense is working. It's funny how that works.
Yeah, man, absolutely terrific. How about this pass rush? I mean, and how about the Eagles taking? So, what is this? Like, I want to get your thoughts on Daniel Jones because heading into this game, one of the major keys for the Birds was limiting Daniel Jones and his rushing ability. Daniel Jones has 3 carries for 13 yards. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like the majority of those has been mostly getting out of the pocket because of the Eagles' pressure. Like we're not seeing any kind of RPO or very little RPOs. We're not seeing much with the Eagles or for the Giants when it comes to direct snaps and things like we saw during the wild card matchup with the Minnesota Vikings. So, quick thoughts on like the Eagles just taking away the Viking or Jesus, the Giants rushing attack.
Yeah, they have not used Daniel Jones the way that they did against the Vikings. They used him on a lot of QB power stuff. They were designing runs, and they haven't done that tonight. And Saquon also has not. He's got 4 carries for 7 yards, and I thought that they would go heavy personnel and try to run the Eagles out of 4-man fronts, and that they haven't done that. And I think that was a bad decision by Brian Dable, and I think that that's showing up. So I mean, it's almost too late now. You can't really start a ground and pound game down 28 points. So I think they've missed that window for them to get back in the game. Daniel Jones is going to have to throw him back into it, and he's 6 of 10 with an interception and 2 sacks. So
Yep,
their road to even making this game competitive is very narrow and bumpy.
love it. Steven says, as good as we are today, I think we need Maddox for the NFC Championship game. We'll get there, man. One game at a time. Maddox has the boot off. I think he is close, right? Not sure. I'm not really sure about that one. Anthony says, Eagles are playing good. I just hope they don't get too relaxed. Mark says, New York Giants have negative 11 rushing yards. Is that true? And let me look that up real quick.
No, they've got 7 carries for 20 yards.
All right. I mean, I mean uh,
Maybe he meant 11 yards rushing, but it's still
yeah,
not
maybe.
true. It's 20.
uh, Dable panicked with that 4th and 8. Can we talk about how the Eagles coaching staff is just running laps around this New York Giants coaching staff? That 4th and 8 play call was really interesting. Did you agree with that one, or like, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I was fine with going for it. I mean,
Okay.
you're on the road. You're a big underdog. You're already behind. I've got no problem going for that there. Where I thought they messed up was when they punted on that 4th and 1 from like their own 30,
Yeah.
already down 14-0. Like, if you're going to be aggressive, just go for it. Run the sneak there. Do something. They punt it, and the Eagles go drive to make it 21-0. So I didn't have a problem with the 4th and 8 decision to go. I did have a problem with the 4th and 1 decision to punt, though. I thought they definitely should have went for it.
All right. Sean says, "What's up, guys? Don't let hold on. Don't let your foot off the gas pedal. Keep the momentum up in the second half. Defense is not done. Eagles jumped up on early. They're the more physical team, no question. I agree. And sorry, I missed it by 9 yards. All good, Mark. Steven expects an answer from the Giants. They're too well coached of a team. I don't know, man. Like at the end of the day, like I think the Eagles' talent is just being showcased right now. That at the end of the day, I agree, Steven. Like Brian Dable is a fantastic coach, but this is just a straight ass kicking on the Eagles' side when it comes to a play calling standpoint, from just an execution standpoint. Uh, what do the Giants do here to come back and make this a game chain?
In the words of Doug Peterson, you just got to keep chipping away. That's what he told the Jaguars at halftime when they were down 20. But in reality, I don't know what you do. Like Evan Neal looks like a backup at right
Yeah,
tackle. Like, I'd rather have Jack Driscoll at right tackle than Evan Neal right now, which is bizarre because I thought he was such a good prospect coming out. But you're going to have to throw the ball. You're going to have to throw it a lot, and your right tackle is just put in a blender every snap by Hassan Reddick. So I I don't know what you do. They get the ball first. They have to go score, and then they've got to hope for some turnovers or something. But they've only stopped. The Eagles have 5 drives. They got 4 touchdowns and a punt. So it's not just the offense; their defense is also going to have to come up with some stops.
Love it, love it, love it. Steven says, as long as Gannon doesn't let up zone, doesn't rear its ugly head, we should be okay. Anthony says, I'm glad we don't have to hear Aikman or Buck talk about Dallas. And you're right, the play calling is the ticket. They can win this thing. That wraps it up. The second half is on the way. We'll be back live for post game. Shane, tell everyone where we can find you.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at _TPL, live tweeting the game. You can check out my YouTube at Shane Half NFL, and I will be on the BGN post game show right after the game. So you guys go watch this one, and then you can catch ours on archive tomorrow.
Love it, love it, love it, guys. Thank you, everyone, for commenting, for watching. We'll see you on post game. Go Birds! Let's keep it rolling in the second half. For Shane, for myself, stay awesome, everyone.